Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Chapter 61. This day. Dongshuan Yu, Daong Dynasty. Within the Yi clan, the highest level order was once again issued. All the heads of the Yi clan who hold the position of elder or the powers attached to the middle school must return to Yecheng within 3 days. As soon as the order came out, the entire Yi clan was in an uproar. When other top forces heard the news again, they were also surprised. I don't know what happened to the Yi clan. You must know that since Yi Langtian left the Daong dynasty, the Yi clan has rarely made such a big move. This has to be guessed. Something must have happened to the Yi clan. Many people suspected that Yi Langtian might have fallen into Dongshuanyu. Otherwise, it would not have given such a high-level order. Therefore, for a while, the situation of the entire Daong dynasty began to be turbulent again, and undercurrents were surging. 3 days later. Yecheng. What happened to the patriarch? Why did you rush to call me to come? At this moment in the Yi clan, an old man was very puzzled. He asked. Yes, what happened? Now many people outside are speculating that my clan's arrogant Yi Langtian has encountered an accident outside. If I don't come out and clarify, I'm afraid the situation will be unfavorable for my Yi clan. Another senior elder spoke. On the other side, some of the small power minds affiliated with the Yi clan also began to look at each other and discuss something in a low voice. If the Yi clan collapses, then they should prepare in advance. After all, everyone still understands the truth of the tree falling and the hosen being scattered. But soon everyone discovered something. That is, the one sitting in the first place is not Yi Zhaokong, the patriarch of the Yi clan, but an old man. The old man was dressed in a robe and had a clear face, just like a storyteller. Sitting there makes one can't feel his breath. There is no doubt that sitting in the first place is definitely not an ordinary person. This is a powerhouse. Many people think so. You must know that among the Yi clans today, Yi Zhaokong cultivation base has reached the realm of 1 yuan nirvana. With the nirvana dan left by Yi Langtian, he successfully survived a nirvana calamity. In addition, there are no less than 5 half-step Nirvana realm powerhouses in the Yi clan today. Therefore, even if Yi Langtian really fell out, unfortunately, from the elders' point of view, the Yi clan can still control the situation. Looking around, among the top forces of the Daong dynasty, the number of strong people that can be obtained is only the Yi family's clan, and even the royal family is far behind. There are also some people with hearts who notice it. There was no sign of grief on Yi Zhaokong's face, and when he looked at the old man, he looked very respectful. Involuntarily, everyone became more curious about the old man sitting in the first place. Who is he? Why is Yi Zhaokong so respected? This time, is it related to him that the Yi clan issued such a high-level order? That night, it was not until everyone in the elder hall gathered that Yi Zhaokong slowly got up. After looking around, he found that everyone was almost there, so he moistened his throat and said, Everyone, this time the patriarch summoned you to come to discuss something important. After speaking, he looked at the old man beside him again, and said solemnly to everyone. But before that, I would like to solemnly introduce this elder Fu to everyone. Fu elder is from Daoyi Sacred Land. As for Daoyi Sacred Land, I don't need to say more, everyone should know. As soon as these words came out, it was like a thunderbolt exploded directly in the hall. What? The old man in front of me is the elder of Daoyi Sacred Land. Daoyi Sacred Land, that is one of the 8 superpowers in Dongshuanyu. Where are the geniuses of many super dynasties wanting to go? All of a sudden, many elders of the Yi clan changed their expressions greatly, their faces were surprised, and their hearts were greatly shocked. Looking at Elder Fu again, there was a hint of respect. Patriarch Yi, you are too polite, this old man is just here to spread a message. There's no need to be so solemn. Here, Elder Fu didn't know whether to laugh or cry when he saw such a posture. Although he is Daoyi Sacred Land Elder, this is the clan of Yi Elder. He couldn't even hold any air. You must know that Elder Yi will be a strong samsara realm in the future. He just broke through, and the 2 palace masters almost fought over him in order to compete for him. Elder Fu had naturally heard of this matter. Fu elder is joking, you came from a long way, how can we be neglected? Hearing this, Yi Zhaokong said with a cramped expression. Intuition told him that the old man in front of him was a death-profound realm power. It is no exaggeration to say that as long as he wants to, the entire Yecheng can be razed to the ground. Therefore, before the matter is clear, he will not dare to offend him anyway. I have the guts to ask, what is the order for Elder Fu to come to my Yi clan? Soon, Yi Jiaokong lowered his body again and asked carefully. Patriarch Yi, you don't need to be so cautious. The old man came here because he was entrusted by the chief to bring some cultivation resources to Elder Yi's hometown. Chapter 62. Elder Fu was also a little flattered by Yi Jiaokong's politeness. Elder Yi. Which Elder Yi? Is it Yi Langtian, the genius of our clan? Quote. When everyone heard Elder Fu's words, they were a little puzzled at first, but after they reacted, they couldn't wait to ask. Yes, it's Yi Langtian. Hearing this, Elder Fu smiled. What? Really Yi Langtian? It's unbelievable, too. How old is he, a sacred land elder? Quote. When the minds of the small forces affiliated to the Yi clan heard this, their expressions immediately became stunned, and their expressions shook violently. In their opinion, it is not bad that ordinary Tianzhao can become a disciple of sacred land. But Yi Langtian, he is the sacred land elder. Doesn't it mean that his cultivation base has reached the death profound realm? A strong person in the death profound realm who is less than the age of a weak crown, just thinking about it makes one's scalp tingle, and he can't bear the heart of resistance. At such an age, reaching such a height, even if you look at the entire profound sky continent, I am afraid there is still a place. Everyone's heart was surging, and they felt that the Yi clan was going to grow again. In the past, the Yi clan had Yi Langtian, and everyone would only be afraid of him. But now it's different. Behind the Yi clan became the Daoyi sacred land. This is the dream of many forces in the Daong dynasty, and there can be a superpower behind it. Don't say anything else. Just last time, the holy maiden from Taiching sacred land came to the Nangong clan. Then Nangong Chengkong squeezed his head to please him, so he almost recognized her as his ancestor. The reason for this is to hope that the Nangong clan can have a relationship with Taiching sacred land. Patriarch Yi, this is the cultivation resource that the sect master asked me to hand over to you before he leaves. You might as well take a look at it. There are 1.8 billion nirvana pills in it. There are 3 spiritual martial arts. There are 24 good fortune martial arts, 9 heavenly rank spiritual treasures, 36 earth rank spiritual treasures, and 1 high rank spiritual treasure. 108. After the atmosphere in the hall eased, Elder Fu flicked his fingers, and several storage rings flashed on the table. Then, I heard the latter introduce lightly. This. Am I right? Nirvana Dan has 1.8 billion. Is this too exaggerated? You heard right, there are more than 20 martial arts of good fortune alone. And what about Lingwu school? This kind of martial arts, this is the first time that my Daong dynasty has opened up the world. Tisk tisk, with so many martial arts and spiritual treasures, the Yi clan is about to develop now. It's far more developed. If the Yi clan wants to, it can completely change the Daong dynasty. Quote. The other side. The small power minds of the Yi clan vassal in the Elder Hall couldn't calm down when they heard the words of Elder Fu. My heart was shaking. I was almost scared. If nothing else, good fortune martial arts is definitely the most important foundation among the 8 top forces of the Daong dynasty in the past. As for the heavenly rank spirit treasure, that is even more incredible. Right now, who would have thought that these things would be taken out by Daoyi sacred land like Chinese cabbage without money? This is simply refreshing the 3 views of these people. In fact, the Daong dynasty was nothing more than a low-level dynasty. These people have never seen the world, and they are understandable. Fu Elder, if that's the case, then you're welcome. At this moment, Rao Shiyi Jiaokong, as the patriarch of the Yi clan, couldn't hold back his expression as he resisted the excitement in his heart. It doesn't matter, it's like this according to the rules. Besides that, a sacred land every year will give you so much. Elder Fu smiled disapprovingly. Hearing this, everyone petrified once again. Is this the essence of superpower? Really arrogant to the limit. Here. The time soon came to 3 days later. In these 3 days, Yi Langtian was generally familiar with Daoyi sacred land. In addition, he also handed over the inheritance of the indestructible sutra to Su Xuanzi. On the fourth day, Su Xuanzi and others also conferred the post of Yi Langtian Elder in the Great Hall, and the scene was grand. But this also meant that Yi Langtian was completely out of luck with the coaching competition. After all, only disciples were allowed to participate in the Grand Coach Training Tournament. On this day, Yi Langtian approached Su Xuanzi and told him that he was about to leave Dongshuanyu. No way, time is running out now. Yi Langtian doesn't know when the Thunder Rune will appear. In addition, he has come to the Sea of Sin, and there is still a lot of things to do. Are you leaving so soon? Su Xuanzi was also taken aback when he learned that Yi Langtian was about to leave. Should I wait? Really leave? Yi Langtian said helplessly. That being the case, you will stay in Daoyi Sacred Land for a day, and tomorrow you will bring my handwritten notes to the Wild Beast sect, and they will let you use the teleportation array to leave the Eastern Profound region. Su Xuanzi knew that he could not persuade Yi Langtian, so he had no choice but to give up and nodded in agreement. There is Sect Master Lao. Hearing this, Yi Langtian cupped hands. Thank you. Chapter 63. Young Master Yi, have you really decided to leave tomorrow? Road 1 Sacred Land. In a quiet valley, a beautiful girl with a ponytail raised her clean face and asked. Miss Su, you and I have known each other for so long. You don't need to be so close, just call me Yi Dage. I do want to leave Daoyi Sacred Land tomorrow, and the trip to the Sea of Sin is imminent. Hearing this, Yi Langtian smiled gently, and then said sternly. That Yi Dage, how long will it take to return to Dongshuan Yu? In a few days, the coaching competition is about to start. We say that Sacred Land should be led by his sister. Although, with the help of the fruit of the Shenyuan nest tree, my sister cultivation base has broken through to the profound realm, but I still have no confidence in dealing with the three masters of Yuantian. Hearing this, Su Mushui froze for a moment and asked in a low voice. She sighed again, full of worry about Fang's coaching match. I heard that the holy maiden Gong Suzan from Taiching Sacred Land is very talented, but it's really not good. You can form an alliance with her, and you can compete with Yuantian Sanji. Yi Langtian thought for a while and said. Gong Suzan. Yi Dage, last time my sister was defeated by her. It's not easy to form an alliance. Su Mushui frowned. Although she has never met Gong Suzan, she has heard that this person has a cold personality, is quiet, and is not easy to get along with. It doesn't matter, just mention your Yi Dage to her when the time comes. I have had a relationship with Gong Suzan, and it can be regarded as some friendship. Yi Langtian said solemnly. Hearing this, Su Mushui's pretty face froze, her eyes dimmed a little, but she nodded obediently. Yi Dage, I will. ... After saying goodbye to Su Mushui, Yi Langtian simply went back to pack his things. Now, he doesn't have much to bring, but at most Xuanyuan Dan is enough for him to use. When you go to the Sea of Sin this time, you must establish your own power. Otherwise, in the battle for the Thunder Rune, it will definitely suffer. To know, the Flame Rune is in control, and his identity is not simple. The Hoyan Temple, which he created by himself, is not small in the Sea of Sin. At that time, if Yi Langtian went to grab it alone, the chances of getting it are very low. Only by going to the Sea of Sin and forming a team of obedience can we compete with it. ... Silent all night. The next morning, Su Xuanzi sent a handwritten note written by him himself. However, with him was Su Mushui. Elder Yi, relying on this item, I think the brutal beast sect will let it go. Handing the hand letter to Yi Langtian, Su Xuanzi said in a condensed voice. Thank you, Sect Master. Yi Langtian was not hypocritical and took it directly. Sect Master, the mountains don't turn the water, so let's leave it today, see you later. After receiving the manuscript, Yi Langtian said goodbye to Su Xuanzi without hesitation. Elder Yi, be careful along the way. After the Sea of Sin, remember to visit Sacred Land. Su Xuanzi was reluctant to give up, but he still did not forget to warn. Don't worry, Sect Master, it's as short as a year, as long as 3 years, and I will definitely return to Sacred Land. Yi Langtian said respectfully. If he doesn't come back, I'm afraid that when the true king in the Slaughter Road monument escapes, the entire Dongshuan region will suffer. Yi Dage, take care. Here, Su Mushui also held back her tears and waved goodbye to him. Seeing this, Yi Langtian nodded heavily. Immediately, he solemnly saluted Su Xuanzi again, and after taking a deep look at Su Mushui, he stopped staying, turned and left Daoyi sacred land. I don't know, when will I see Yi Dage next time? Looking at Yi Langtian's leaving figure, Su Mushui looked lonely and lost. According to his terrifying speed of cultivation, it should be very fast. As he said, it is only 3 years and 5 years. However, when he returns, perhaps being a father is not his opponent. Hearing this, Su Xuanzi sneered. There is no reason for him. At this time, Yi Langtian, cultivation base has reached the death profound realm. It is no exaggeration to say that it is only a few steps away from the revolving realm. These few steps may seem like an insurmountable chasm to others. However, on Yi Langtian, it is definitely not a shackle. The barbarian beast sect is located south of Dongshuanyu, close to Nanshuanyu. Daoyi sacred land is 1,000,000 miles away. Even an ordinary Nirvana realm powerhouse would take 10 months to get there. Fortunately, Yi Langtian has the cultivation base of the death profound realm, so the 10-month period can be greatly shortened. But even so, it will take a few days. From Daoyi sacred land to the beast sect, there is one place that cannot be avoided no matter what. That is burying Longyuan. This burial of Longyuan, spanning thousands of miles, is unfathomable. It is a dangerous place in Dongshuan region. It is said that a real dragon once fell into it. In this regard, Yi Langtian did not know whether the matter was true or not. But he still remembered that the profound sky continent had 10,000 beast domains. This 10,000 beast territory is a vast land. Its area is not much smaller than going to the Sea of Sin. However, the demonic beasts live there. In the demonic beasts family, there are 4 overlords. Among them is the dragon race. If you have to say that there is a real dragon buried in the dragon burial abyss, it is definitely a dragon from the 10,000 beast territory. Also, cultivation base is in Samsara. Chapter 64. Elder Shi, are you sure this Yi Langtian will leave Daoyi sacred land? Now, Road 1 sacred land, in a hidden mountain range. A young man in black asked the old man with a vulture face beside him. That black-clothed youth had a cold face, and the vitality in his body spread out, and he actually reached the great achievement of the profound realm. Beside him, there are 2 powerful figures. A tall man with big copper bell eyes, with a bald head, looked a bit fierce. The other was tall and thin, with eyes like knives, and a cold temperament. These 3 people are the most outstanding among the Yuantian great sect's generation. In the outside world, they are also called Yuantian Sanji. The young man in black was named Peng Li, the head of the 3 heroes. The remaining 2, one named Shang Lai, half-step born into the profound realm. The other is Yu Kui, who was born in the profound realm Xiaocheng. The 3 of them joined hands and once killed a small-scale expert in the death profound realm. Terrific. Peng Li, don't worry. Then if Yi Langtian wants to leave Daoyi sacred land, he must pass through here. And this mountain range happened to be the first sacred land. Even if Yi Langtian was killed here, the sacred land would not dare to say anything more when he asked about it in the future. Hearing this, Elder Shi sneered. Elder Shi, I really don't know why the sect master asked the 3 of us to join hands to deal with a person who was born in the profound realm with little success. And let you, the death profound realm Dacheng expert, come with you. Here, Shang Lai folded his arms and complained. In his opinion, killing a person with a low level of achievement in the profound realm is enough for him. Still need to be so inspiring. Sect also sent a strong death profound realm master to follow. Not long after Shang Lai finished speaking, Yu Kui, who was beside him, also looked dissatisfied. After all, everyone has been in ambush here for some time. Not seeing Yi Langtian come out all the time is really annoying. What do you know? If this Yi Langtian doesn't die, it will be a big problem for the head's confidant. He is only 17 years old, and he is the cultivation base of the profound realm. I once killed a deacon from the profound realm of my Yuantian great teacher in less than 3 strokes. Peng Li, although you are the first of the 3 heroes of Yuantian, you are only 7 Yuan Nirvana realm at the age of 17. As for the 2 of you, it seems that you are also in the 6-element Nirvana realm. Hearing this, Elder Shi squinted at the 3 of them and reprimanded them. Really? As soon as these words came out, the 3 of them changed color. Don't dare to underestimate it at once. That Yi Langtian was 17 years old, he was born in the profound realm and became a strong person. Such aptitudes are simply unparalleled. How many years has Dongxuanyu not encountered such a genius? Also, there is a strange thing on Yi Langtian's body. As long as we take it away, it will be a great achievement. Seeing the three of them turn serious, Elder Shi said again. The wonders of heaven and earth, what is that? Hearing this, Pang Li looked at Elder Shi and frowned. You will know then. As for now, I'm still squatting honestly, and I can't relax for a moment. You know, Yi Langtian is very likely to participate in the coaching competition, and is your nemesis. If you can kill him in advance, when the coaching competition starts, you will be considered one less enemy. Elder Shi pretended to be eloquent and did not tell the three of them that Yi Langtian was carrying the devouring rune. Say it. The three nodded in unison, and the corners of their mouths became playful. Stone Elder said it well. If this Yi Langtian participated in the coaching competition, he would definitely be a deadly enemy. It would be great to be able to obliterate it here. Having said that, I'm looking forward to it. Don't fight me later. I'm going to give this kid a try. Shang Lai, one of the Yuantian three heroes, let out a gloomy smile and said with a grimace. He walked all the way of body training. Flesh is extremely powerful. He once killed a Juan Nirvana realm with one punch, and he was shocked for a while. Time, half a day passed in the blink of an eye. In the evening, the setting sun is like blood. Yi Langtian stepped on a long spear turned into Yuan Li, and galloped in the direction of the brutal beast sect. Behind him, a large area of Lin Feng fell backwards. Suddenly, Yi Langtian came to a majestic mountain range. Before flying far, I felt that there was a murderous intent in the void. After cultivation base broke through to the death profound realm, Yi Langtian was very sensitive to unknown risks. Boom. While thinking, suddenly, a figure in the mountain range below suddenly jumped away, raised his hand, and punched the sky. All of a sudden, the sound shook the four fields, and the birds flew everywhere. Bang, bang, bang. Seeing this, Yi Langtian's thoughts moved, and the golden pattern of the dragon all over his body turned into pieces of extremely sharp dragon scales, breaking them. After that, Yi Langtian fell into an open space in the mountains, glanced around, and shouted fiercely. Before leaving, Su Xuanzi talked to him. The last time, after he and Su Mushui and others left the land of Qian, the people from the Yuantian Great Sect searched there for something. He also sent someone to inquire about himself. Therefore, Su Xuanzi asked him to be careful when he made his debut in Sacred Land. However, what Yi Langtian didn't expect was that not long after he debuted in Sacred Land, he was ambushed. This has to make people suspicious of Yuantian Great Teacher. Chapter 65. Yi Langtian's voice just fell. In the dense forest in front, three Taoist figures jumped out violently, all with surging breath and a killing intent. What Yi Langtian didn't expect was that the Yuantian Great Sect actually sent a Death Profound Realm Master to deal with him. If he hadn't inherited the cultivation base from the simulation period before, he would have had a life-threatening situation. After all, no matter how heaven-defying he is, it is impossible for him to kill a strong person in the Death Profound Realm with his peak strength. Thinking of this, Yi Langtian also had killing intent in his heart. This Yuantian teaching is really annoying. The bastards of Yuantian Great Sect, since you are so ignorant of life and death, you will be buried here today. Yi Langtian glanced at a few people indifferently, and said coldly. This time, he was really angry. Maybe Su Xuanzi is right, these people are here to devour the rune. Yi Langtian, it's not certain who will die. However, you are really surprising, you can actually take over my martial arts Wanyu boxing. Hearing this, Shang Lai grinned and sneered. Elder Shi, don't take action yet, let's try this kid's strength. At this moment, Pang Li also spoke. Shang Lai's ground martial arts attacked Yi Langtian before, but Yi Langtian was not injured, which surprised him. At the same time, there was also a hint of fighting in his heart. In his opinion, Yi Langtian is now qualified to play against him. Well, be careful, the old man thinks this is a bit weird. Elder Shi nodded and reminded. Because, with his great achievement in the Death Profound Realm, the cultivation base can't actually feel Yi Langtian's exact cultivation base. In this case, there are only two answers. Either Yi Langtian cultivation base is taller than him, or it is a martial art with a hidden aura. Right now, it would be good to have Pang Li and the three to probe the bottom. If that's the case, then I'll step in too. When Yu Kui heard Elder Shi's words, he also became interested and joined the field. You are the Yuantian Sanji. Here, Yi Langtian felt the three cultivation base for a moment, and his expression was stunned. Because the three people in front of them don't look very young, they are only in their 20s. But the highest of cultivation base is to reach the great achievement of the profound realm. With such a cultivation base at such a young age, it is hard for Yi Langtian to think of anyone other than Yuantian Sanji. Unable to help, Yi Langtian guessed the identity of the three people in front of him. Yes, we are this year's Yuantian three heroes. If you meet us, you will be considered unlucky. Yu Kui didn't know why, and Jia Ran smiled. Hearing this, Yi Langtian's heart moved. At the beginning, when he left Daoyi Sacred Land, he was really worried that Su Mushui and the others would be tricked by Yuantian Sanji in the Grand Coach Training Tournament. Unexpectedly, the three giants of Yuantian Dajao actually sent these three people to deal with him. I didn't expect that the three old dogs actually helped me. It's three people's heads that I picked up for nothing. Yi Langtian's mood suddenly relaxed. If the three of them were beheaded here, then Yi Langtian would not have to worry about the safety of Su Mushui and the others at all. No worries. Unlucky. That's not necessarily true. Since I met the three of you here, let's all stay today. Yi Langtian shook his head, and at the end of his words, it was suddenly gloomy. After saying that, his eyes suddenly turned cold. You brazen guy, today I'll show you what I've been waiting for. Hearing this, Shanglai smiled sarcastically. Immediately, above his fingertips, the monstrous primordial force turned into raging lightning flashes at this moment. Above his head, there are also mighty thunderclouds gathering. At the same time, Shanglai's momentum suddenly soared and became violent. The whole body is even more arc-flashing, like a thunder and lightning king. Yuan Lei refers, kill. Shanglai shouted violently. As soon as he pointed it out, the lightning that was as thick as a bucket slammed into Yi Langtian. Boom! Lightning suddenly hit Yi Langtian, who didn't avoid it at all. All of a sudden, the lightning flashed everywhere, and the arc flew vertically. The crackling sound came one after another. Ha ha ha, Elder Shi, is this the genius you said killed a deacon who was born in the profound realm of my Yuantian great teacher? I didn't expect it to be so vulnerable, just one finger, I will bang. Seeing this scene, Shanglai burst out laughing. And then, just as he finished speaking, the smile on his face solidified. Immediately after that, there was a terrifying astonishment in his pupils. How? Shanglai looked down in disbelief and saw a shocking blood hole in his chest. But in an instant, Yi Langtian leapt out of the thunder. Thousands of celestial dragon patterns entwined on his right arm, directly turning into golden dragon claws, piercing Shanglai's chest. Blah blah blah. The red blood dripped from the air, making people dare not look directly at Shanglai's tragic state. Your body is too weak. Yi Langtian sneered. Then, the dragon scales on the right arm shot out violently, pouring down on Shanglai like a torrential rain. Pieces of sharp dragon scales directly cut his body into pieces, turned it into blood mud, and fell into the sky. Looking further, the latter does not have a complete bone. At this point, Shanglai, one of the three heroes of Yuantian, died. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.